That's actually pretty cool. I don't know why I was so entertained by that, but I was. Alright, my name is Bro McCloskey. This is Bro and the Movie Maker. No, it's not. Why do I keep doing that? That's like the second time I've done this. This is Bro Knows Movies. Alright. Now, this is kind of late. We are already 4 days into 2018. Oh my god. But this is going to be my top 10 list of my favorite movies of 2017. Also, keep in mind, this is not Watch Mojo's top 10 list. This is not the top 10 rated movies on Rotten Tomatoes. This is my personal opinion. Also, keep in mind, I have not seen Blade Runner or Disaster Artist, which were on my list to see. I didn't get to. So, they might be on this list, like, after I watch them. But, for now, this is my top 10 list. Also, I haven't seen every movie of the year of 2017, but this is my opinion, guys, okay? So, just get over it. So, let's start off with number 10, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. What I really liked about this movie is that the first one was great. I remember seeing the first one for the first time, and I was just like, wow, this is one of the best Marvel movies there is. And then the second one, it brought back that same magical feel. And it just kind of, like, overall, I liked the first one better. But the second one, you know, it brought you back. Kind of like Empire with Star Wars. You already know the characters, and it brings you back. And it had the same old classy music that I love, and I have it on vinyl now. I have 1 and 2 on vinyl. It's awesome, awesome. Personally, I do think Volume 2 was funnier than Volume 1, and I did like Volume 2's soundtrack better than Volume 1, but overall, I like the first one better. But the second one was still great. Great movie. Number 9 is Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Again, another sequel that was just brilliant. The first one was amazing, and yes, I did like the first one a little bit better, but this one was awesome. Something I really love about this series that's going to hopefully continue is that they take the old James Bond movies, because you know how those ones were very, very campy with their goofy, because like the Pierce Brosnan ones, those were good, but you know, they were goofy at times, and it was fun. It was a good kind of goofy. And I love how Kingsman isn't really a parody of James Bond at all. It's its own thing. It's not a parody at all, but it takes those goofy aspects and just kind of ups them a little bit, like on purpose. And I just absolutely love that. And the second one upped it even more, and it was awesome. Number 8 is Wonder Woman! After Man of Steel, which is good. I like Man of Steel. And then after Batman and Superman and after Suicide Squad, I was really scared for Wonder Woman because I love Wonder Woman. She's awesome. And I was so scared that they were going to ruin her because she was probably the best part that happened in Batman and Superman. But I was just like, I was worried. But this movie, hands down, is the best DCEU movie so far. Not the best DC movie. We all know that the Dark Knight trilogy is far more superior, but still, Wonder Woman is a great movie. I think the only problem I had with Wonder Woman was the whole movie set up as this war movie, and it was great. It was awesome. It was kind of like Captain America, but different, I guess. But it gave you this war movie feel, kind of like a Saving Private Ryan feel to it, and I loved that. And then at the end, when the villain comes in, and then they have this big superhero fight, I was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is a superhero movie. I forgot. That's really the only problem I had with it. Overall, though, it's a great movie. Number 7 is Logan. This is my new favorite X-Men movie. Something that I just loved about this movie was it was just so dramatic. It is an action movie, no doubt, but it really shows the struggles that Wolverine has gone through because, I mean, he's old. We know that. He is old. And throughout the X-Men series, they've showed that pretty good, you know, with all his PTSD flashbacks and stuff. But they didn't really show it physically, you know? In this one, you saw that he was just an old man that just wanted to die. I mean, he had the adamantium bullet. He just wanted to die. And it was just a great drama movie, great action movie, and I loved it. Best X-Men movie. Number 6 is War for the Planet of the Apes. Now, this Planet of the Apes trilogy is one of the best trilogies ever made because all of them, all 3 of them are great, and it is a beginning, a middle, and an end. I really, really liked this movie because it's not really an action movie. I mean, it's not an action trilogy, it's a drama trilogy. It's a drama series. Back in the 60s, that's a drama series. You know, they've never been action-packed movies. There is action in the trilogy, absolutely, but people have to understand it's a drama trilogy. And War for the Planet of the Apes, honestly, I don't know if it's my favorite. I'm still struggling between War and Dawn on which one is my favorite. I think Dawn is more intense, but I liked War's story better. I'll say that. I enjoyed the story of War for the Planet of the Apes better. Also, it's funny because when I saw it with a group of friends, like a pretty big group, and they all hated it. And I was like, guys, that was phenomenal. What do you mean you hated it? It was the ending. Like, it's the end to the story. We're done. It's amazing. But they were all just like, yeah, but it's War for the Planet of the Apes. I was expecting a war, and we didn't even really get one. It's like, it's a drama. What do you mean? It's not like I mean, was I like disappointed that there wasn't a war? Kind of, but it made up for it with the phenomenal story. Number 5 is Thor Ragnarok. This movie was just freaking awesome. The story was great, but honestly, this movie, it was just so fun. Oh my god, it is definitely one of my favorite MCU movies. And it's so funny because Thor 1 and 2 are my least favorite MCU movies. They're not the worst. Like, no, they're the worst, but they're not bad. Like, that's what's so great about the MCU. There isn't a bad movie. There's just, you know, some that are not as good as others. And the 2 Thor movies kind of fall down at the list for me. I still enjoy them, but they're at the very bottom. And then there's Thor Ragnarok, which is like probably my top 5. It's so fun. You wouldn't expect that kind of energy and comedy in a Thor movie. And it's a comedy movie, and it's just awesome. And Hulk's character, he grew so much. Not like Hulk grows, like his character development. Because in The Incredible Hulk, it's an MCU movie, but it's, you know what I mean. It's not really the same. It's different because it's Universal. Let's start with the Avengers, because that was when Ruffalo came in. The Avengers Hulk, he was great in that movie, in the first one. He was awesome. But, you know, like, he only said puny god, and he was just a monster in that one. That's really all he was. And in Avengers Age of Ultron, he was just a monster, especially in the Hulkbuster scene. I mean, yeah, you could see that he thought, especially with Natasha, but you can tell he's just like, oh, it's just Hulk, you know, he's a monster. And then Thor Ragnarok, he's talking, he's having sentences. He's no longer, you know, 2 words a breath or anything. Like, he is talking to Thor, and I love how it's always third person, you know, Hulk do this, Hulk, Thor's puny, Hulk is... I loved it. It was awesome. Number 4 is It. Funny story about this, actually. For Christmas, I asked my mom for It on Blu-ray, as in the 2017 one. And I didn't realize that it doesn't come out until this month, in January. And so I was like, Mom, we're going to have to pre-order it. We can't get it. Like, I mean, if you were going to get it for me, we're going to have to pre-order it. It's not going to come on Christmas. And she goes, I already have it, though. I was like, what do you mean? And she shows me the Amazon history on what she ordered. And it's this one. Love you, Mom. So anyways, back to the good one. I mean, that movie is literally if Stand By Me was a horror. It's even written by, Stand By Me was based on a novel by Stephen King. And I love those kind of movies, you know, like Stand By Me, Goonies, E.T., Super 8, and now It. You know, where it's just the kids doing everything. And I liked how it was completely different from the original. I mean, it had some of the same aspects, but the only same aspects they had were just because it was the same book. But this one was completely different. It wasn't, you know, the adult versions telling flashbacks. It was just the kid's point of view, and it was funny, and it was scary, and it was just awesome. You were into it the entire time, and it's definitely one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Number 3 is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Now, I know some of you would probably expect that would be my number 1, but it's not. It was number 1, and then I thought my list through again. I was like, no, I like this movie better, so I moved it down to number 2. Then I went through my list again. I was like, no, I like that movie better, so I moved it down to number 3. And here's why. Force Awakens was great. I absolutely loved The Force Awakens. I love the original trilogy more, but Force Awakens, it hit me home. I loved it so much, and I was so excited for The Last Jedi. And it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. It's good. I mean, it's number 3. It's a good movie. But I was disappointed. You know, I think everyone was. I mean, the likes of the movie were much greater than the dislikes that I had with the movie. Really, the first half of the movie, I was just kind of like, you know, I was just kind of, it just kind of felt really choppy, the first half. The second half, though, honestly, I thought was absolutely incredible. Now, I know I've been saying a lot of downs about this movie, but I want to talk about the good things. I really, really enjoyed this movie because it took so many left turns. After The Force Awakens, there were so many theories going around about everything, and Rian Johnson was just like, nope, that is exactly what we are not doing. And it just made everyone's theories false. This movie really divided the Star Wars fans, because there were the Star Wars fans that were like me, that were like, awesome, something different, something new. Wow, I did not expect that at all. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. And then there's the other people that were like, no, they didn't do that in the other ones, and no, I wanted it to be like this, just like in the other ones. It's like, I mean, you complained about how The Force Awakens was so similar to Star Wars, and you wanted something new. And then when The Last Jedi was coming out, you really, really hoped it wasn't the exact same as Empire. And then when it finally comes out, it's just too different and you don't like it. That just doesn't really make sense to me. Number 2 is SpiderMan Homecoming. So, the Tobey Maguire trilogy. No, the Tobey Maguire 2 movies, Spider-Man 1 and 2, are great movies. They are. Spider-Man 2 is amazing. It is one of my favorite superhero movies. I mean, it's up there. It's probably in my top 10. But it's awesome. It's a great movie. I grew up with Tobey Maguire. Spider-Man 3, we're not going to talk about that. The Amazing Spider-Man movies, I enjoy them. They are good movies. They're not great Spider-Man movies, but they're good superhero movies. I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Hated his Peter Parker. Hated it. But I really liked his Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire was a great Spider-Man and a great Peter Parker, but it wasn't giving you like that he was a great Spider-Man. He was. But it wasn't the same, you know? It wasn't really giving you that Spider-Man feel that everyone wanted. And then Spider-Man Homecoming. No, it was Captain America Civil War. And Tom Holland proved that he can pull off a phenomenal Spider-Man and a phenomenal Peter Parker. I remember seeing the trailer for Captain America Civil War. You know, when Spider-Man grabs Captain America's shield and he lands on the little cart thing in the airport, and then he just goes, hey everyone. And it's like, wait. That was like 5 seconds of Spider-Man. I want more now. And then the movie came out, and it's like, wait. That was like only 10 minutes of Spider-Man. I want more now. And then Spider-Man Homecoming came out, and it gave you everything you loved about Spider-Man and Captain America Civil War, and just gave it 2 hours of it. And it's just like, one thing I loved about this movie, absolutely loved, is, and I'm not just making this up. I mean, Kevin Feige has spoken out about this, that they wanted this movie to be as if John Hughes directed it. And oh my god, if Ferris Bueller had superpowers. I mean, they literally like tipped their hats to Ferris Bueller. You know exactly what scene I'm talking about. I mean, they showed the scene of the movie. You know, literally. I mean, yeah, it's literally literal. So yes, I just love Spider-Man Homecoming just because it's so fun. It gives us the Spider-Man we deserve. It gave us one of the best one of the best villains, superhero villains that we've seen. Michael Keaton, oh my god, he's a great actor. And when I found out he was playing the Vulture, I was like, yes! And he killed it, and they all did it, and it was just awesome. Awesome movie. Loved it. Number 1, drum roll. The Emoji Movie. I'm just kidding. It's not. It's Baby Driver. I haven't even seen the Emoji Movie. I really don't want to. Funny story. I went to go see Baby Driver in the theater with a big group of friends. And they wouldn't let us in. We were all 17, but one of us was 16. So they wouldn't let us in. And so we were just like, okay, what else is playing? And they're like, Despicable Me 3? It's like, okay, we'll take that. We took Despicable Me 3 tickets, walked into the Baby Driver theater, and watched it. And you know how sometimes when you're watching a movie, the ushers will come out and just kind of stand there, you know, like at the entrance and just kind of watch the movie and look and make sure no one's on their phone, and then they'll walk back. They did that so many times. One time, I kid you not, they literally walked up to our aisle, checked us out, and then left. And I was like, we're going to get kicked out. So even when I was so paranoid and couldn't really, like, enjoy the movie because I was so stressed about getting kicked out, I still enjoyed the movie. I own it. It's a phenomenal movie. I've watched it many times, and I can't get tired of it. Every time I watch it, I notice something new, and it is just so crazy. I mean, if that movie does not win an Oscar for Best Sound or Best Editing, I'm going to be livid. I was not expecting this movie to be this good. I mean, I saw the trailers and I was like, that movie looks awesome. I'm so excited to see it. It's just going to be fun. That's what I thought. I thought this movie is just going to be fun. It was fun. The story was amazing. It was not what I was expecting at all. I was just expecting a driving movie. Nope. It is not just a driving movie. And there's a lot of people that were complaining about the ending. And I'm like, the ending is great. I don't understand what your problem is with it. I mean, I guess I can see what you mean, because the ending is kind of changes the tone a little bit. But it's still great. I don't want them to touch this movie. I don't want them to make a Baby Driver 2. I don't want a Baby Driver remake in the next 30 years. This movie was just too good. Every single sound or like step that they take is tuned with the music, and it is phenomenal. Every shot that they make with their guns, it is tuned with the music, and it's unbelievable how much work Edgar Wright. This is not a movie you would be expecting to come from him. It's insane, just insane. In this movie, God, I loved it. It was awesome, just awesome. So yes, that is my top 10 movies of 2017. Again, this is my personal list. This is not Rotten Tomatoes top 10 list or WatchMojo's top 10 list. This is my personal opinion. Also, I may do a list of my most anticipated movies of 2018. Maybe. I probably will, because there's a lot of good movies coming out in 2018 that I'm really excited for. So, yes, that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Click the link below to check out my main YouTube channel, Bro and the Movie Maker. And I will see you guys later.